Good morning. So I'm going to make my husband some breakfast. And yes, we are still rationing. But I'm going to share this with you. We were blessed by our neighbor who works at the food bank. And once a month, maybe every couple of months, when she works there, she'll bless us with an abundance of stuff. And she ended up giving us, hold on, let me get it out of the freezer. Hold on one second. I'm getting too close. All right. So she blessed us with 12 blocks of cheese, which, if you were basically rationing, half of this block would be for a family of 4 for 1 month. This is a whole block. So what I'm doing is I'm freezing them, and I should have cut them in half before, but I did do one, which I did in half here, which would be for the month. But what a blessing this is to get 12 of these. And now that I know to kind of cut back and do smaller portions, I know that this would be 2 months worth of cheese right here. She also blessed us with one whole chicken, a bag of potatoes, and an abundance of cucumbers and apples. So we will be having apples and cucumbers during this time, which is a true blessing. So I am going to get breakfast started, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be making for breakfast. All right, so I'm going to be making a egg and bacon and cheese sandwich. Now I know they probably didn't have this probably during World War II or when they were rationing, but remember, we're rationing in 2025, so it is going to look a little bit different. I've got some cheese here. I am going to only use one slice of bacon. I have one egg, and we have these croissants. If you're where I'm at or anywhere in the United States, Walmart will have bread racks, and they'll have bread on sale or reduced for quick sale. This is the only bread we are going to buy. And then, of course, I'm going to try to make my own bread as well. But he's going to have one of these. Now, you see there's 4 here, so this would have been for a family of 4. So not too bad for $3.74. For 4 sandwiches, basically. That's actually really, really cheap. So I am going to fry up one slice of bacon. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and slice up 2, one for me, one for him. I still have one kid that is sleeping and one that said he's not hungry right now. So we are going to make breakfast sandwiches. And then I have this pot out right here because I will be making a pot roast for dinner with potatoes, carrots, and onions. So that's going to be dinner for the next couple of nights. All right, so this is what breakfast is looking like. An apple and a breakfast sandwich. We wouldn't have had apples if we weren't blessed by our neighbor, because even though there was fruit and vegetables available and they weren't rationed, sometimes they were hard to find depending on where you were at. So an apple is a nice treat to this breakfast. So I want to show you the bag that my neighbor gave us of cucumbers and apples. These are going to have to be cleaned up and sliced and used up pretty quickly because some of them are getting soft. So we'll definitely have to see what we can do with these, and these apples are so nice. And this is the bag of potatoes that she gave us, so we'll be doing a lot of stuff with potatoes. What a blessing that is. So I want to share a little bit on how the family's doing with the rationing. I think we're doing okay. I have a journal here of the breakfast and the lunches and dinners. Now there has been once that I've skipped a meal because I wasn't really hungry, or maybe it wasn't enough, and so I wanted my kids to eat. And this is how it really would have been back then. You want to take care of the kids first because they're still growing. But if you haven't been watching any of my other videos, my family is taking on the challenge of rationing like they did World War II. We're kind of following a little bit of the Great Depression and World War II. There is a difference. Think about the Great Depression when no one had money, and then World War II is nobody had that much food because the food was going towards the people that were serving in the army, the military, the war, things like that. So everything was getting shipped to them, which means everything was basically cut in half for the regular citizens. And so that's what we're doing. We're also doing a no spend, which we've been doing really great on. So I do have a little journal here, and you have to remember that we are rationing in 2025, which is going to look a little bit different than rationing back during the war times, which would have been in the 40s up until even they rationed until what I think it was 1954. So yeah, so we've been doing pretty good. And I am gonna make a pot roast tonight for dinner. Well, for lunch. My husband had to go to work today. I am gonna make it for lunch. I'm gonna do a roast, and the roast that I got was about 2 pounds. Now, a roast for a meat portion for a family of 4 would have been about 1 pound a week per family member is what they were saying, is what I found. It could have been less than that depending on where you were and stuff like that. So the roast that I'm gonna make is a very small roast, but it's going to be lunch and dinner, and that's what they would have done back then. They would have made something and eat it, you know, for 2 to 3 meals, and they would have ate a smaller portion of it and used it for something else, and that's what I'm gonna do. So all right, I hope that all of you are enjoying my videos so far and coming along on the journey with us to do this. And when I make the pot roast, I've made a pot roast on my channel before in another video, so I'm not going to add it to this video on making the pot roast, but I will show you when the pot roast is done and how long it lasts and the portion sizes and stuff like that in another video. But I do appreciate all of you for watching. If you've made it this far, let me know what you think of this video. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.